watching the 2025-26 SCAC Basketball Media Days. Today, we're taking a look into the LeTourneau University women's basketball program. The YellowJackets will be glad as they head into the season under the guidance of head coach Scot MacAllister, along with leadership from senior guard Kylie Weeks. And Coach Kylie, thanks so much for joining us today.
We're so happy to be here for sure. Loving it.
Coach, we'll open things up with you. There's so much to be excited about at the start of a new season, but with this program in particular, coming off an outstanding year last year, this team made it to the conference semifinals for the first time since 2016, most wins since the 21-22 season. You know, you're entering year 4 and your first year in the SCAC. Where have you seen, the biggest growth with this program over these previous 3 years, and just, how excited are you to be back here at the start of a new season?
Well, I wish I could say that I was excited about the growth of how tall our players were, but then I'd be lying, and that's not who we are. But, what I am excited about is I'm excited about the growth in reference to the culture. Last year was huge for us, and we saw that really manifest itself and culminate in, making it to the conference tournament, hosting a game for the first time in 27 years, right? And then winning a game for the first time in 9 years, right? So, and then just watching our kids just go from being really, really concerned about wins and losses or playing time, but then watching them go and say, we're just going to play as hard as we can, the best that we can, and have a great time while we're doing it. So a lot of joy on that. So our timeouts were a little bit different last year, and I hope that continues. We had a thing that we were saying last year, no matter what, when they beat down 20 and cut it to 8 with 43 seconds to go and just kind of run out of time. That's kind of like coming into the timeout. So you guys think, well, hey, we're on TV. So let's just play and have a great time. And so I'm seeing that. And I'm seeing a lot of work growth with our kids and just enjoying the process and being with each other. So I think we're going to have a great time this year for sure.
Kylie, stepping into your senior season, coming off of such an outstanding junior campaign, such a key contributor to the success this group had, an all-conference performer. How have you sort of stepped into this leadership role as a senior, and what are you looking forward to most, heading into this your senior year from just an overall team perspective?
I think a big part of our success and already in our preseason has been the dedication from the girls. It's been easy to lead them. When I talk to them, tell them like, hey, we need to get this done, or we need to be working on this. And they're all really receptive of that. So it's an easy group to lead. I just tried to lead by example. If I'm telling them to get in the gym, I better be there before them. And just, making every rep count in the weight room, in the gym, and so that they can follow that example.
Coach, we mentioned the excitement coming into this season, highlighted, of course, by LeTourneau coming into the SCAC in your first season there. There is some familiarity, of course, some non-conference opponents from past schedules now flipping to the conference side, and some old conference foes continuing to be that coming into this season. So, one, how excited are you into the SCAC? Kind of how does that position this program going forward into the future? And just, what do you expect to be some of those challenges in this first year of transition coming into the SCAC for the first time?
Yeah, well, I think number one is basketball athletics is a small world, right? And so a number of people, and really it comes down to really enjoying the people part, right? And so Troy down at Texas is a great guy. I love him. I actually know Catherine at Colorado College because she worked in an office just across the way from my son when she was at Emory a long, long time ago. And then saw her at a recruiting event in Chicago a long time ago, right before she took the Colorado job. So it's the people part that's really exciting to me, just because it's great people and it makes it fun to play. You're going to get their best shot every single time. And as we talk in our program, Proverbs 27:17 is iron sharpens iron. And so you're not fighting against somebody, you're actually fighting with them so that you can be better. And so I'm excited about that because, man, the level of basketball is crazy good, as witnessed by, the tournament with McMurray and Texas Lutheran both making it to the NCAA tournament last year, kind of thing. So that, but I think those are going to be some really, really neat games for us just to see that level of competition and travel to Colorado. Kids are looking forward to that, except not for the really thin air up there, but we won't talk about that.
Kylie, how would you describe the personality of this team, both on and off the court, and just looking for an overall vibe check of this group as you start to get prepared for the beginning of a new season?
I would say that our team can be described as wildly energized. I never really know what to expect when I walk in the locker room. We come in for weights at 6 a.m. and everyone's just talking, asking random questions about the dream they had last night. And then when we're in the gym together, we get really hype over the little things, small defensive drills, just everyone yelling at each other. And then outside of that, when we're on campus, I see all the girls going around studying. They always try to go get food together, hang out. So just pretty nonstop.
Coach, for fans that are getting ready to follow LeTourneau women's basketball in the SCAC for the first time, what can they expect? How would you describe kind of the style of this team? What do you hope to be consistent with this program night in and night out, regardless of result?
Well, I think that goes to, Kylie's wearing one of the shirts, and that's the whole grip art. Advertising, right? And everybody talks about it. And for us, grit is growth. And are we going to try to get better every single time we step on the floor? And then resiliency, are we going to be able to bounce back and do those things that we should be doing? And then there's intentionality. Are we going to go out every single day to go, okay, I'm going to get better at this and be focused? And whether that's in practice or a game, it doesn't matter. And then the last one is tenaciousness. And, are you going to continue to fight to be better? No matter what the odds are, whether you're down 20 and you're fighting and the clock's running out, and we're just going to keep playing. I mean, I think that's what you're going to see. And if not, then I guess we'll have to sub, right? But I think you're going to see a lot of joy on the court as well, as our kids hopefully fly up and down the floor and just to have a great time playing basketball, because, man, you only get to do it for a small window of time.
Kylie, as we wrap up with you, heading into this exciting season, the first one for this program in the SCAC, what are some of the bigger team goals this group has as you started to have those conversations with some of the leaders within this group? And, second part, when, classmates and fans across campus, hear LeTourneau women's basketball, what do you hope that they associate that with?
Our team really tries to push every member to get a little better. If we want to have success as a team, we can only be as strong as our weakest member. So I think already in this preseason, we've seen a lot of growth from our newcomers this year and our returners as well. And so I know our team really tries to push that, just seeing and praising the little improvements that our players have. And so I want to keep pushing for that throughout the season.
And finally, Coach, wrapping up with you, just giving you the final word here. What do you want fans to know about this team? What have you learned about this group early on that has you excited in those returns? And just like I said, giving you the last word heading into the start of the 25-26 season.
Well, before I do that, I'm going to put a plug in for this kid right here, because she's been here since day one, and it's been an uphill struggle most of the time. And then last year it started to level off, so it made it a little bit easier. And so she's been with it the entire time. And even with ups and downs and things like that, she kept coming back in the gym and she kept encouraging teammates and recruits and stuff like that. Matter of fact, she even took a job on purpose just to be able to walk recruits around. I don't think it was for the money, because they don't pay a whole lot, but it's her. Last word for fans, right, is that come out and watch these ladies fight and enjoy basketball. I hope we're going to get up and down the floor at a faster pace for sure, but you're never going to see them quit because they're going to take that lesson from basketball onto the rest of their lives. And I'm loving spending time with them so far. Hopefully that continues all the way through March.
LeTourneau University head women's basketball coach Scott MacAllister, along with leadership from senior guard Kylie Weeks. Coach MacAllister and the YellowJackets will open up the 2025-26 campaign on the road at Howard Payne on November 11th. Coach, Kylie, thanks so much for your time today, and best of luck as you march forward throughout the rest of the season.
Appreciate y'all. Really do.